Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker is now just 51 days away from its official release by director J.J. Abrams and Chris Terrio, as well as creator George Lucas, that is all set and ready to end the sequel trilogy and the Skywalker saga itself. This is Mike Zero. Make sure to subscribe if you're new to the channel for future Star Wars content. Now, one exciting element of Episode 9 is that we do know that this film is of course going to have many different elements of the past, including flashbacks that will inform the fans of what happened in between the events of Episodes 6 and 7, as they did with The Last Jedi. That will also be done in Episode 9 by JJ, which a lot of fans have mixed reactions on flashbacks. A lot of fans say that it's not necessarily needed in a Star Wars movie, where other fans say that it's a great part about the sequel trilogy itself. Now, these past couple of weeks or so, we've been learning a whole lot more about this film, and when it all comes down to one of the concept art descriptions, this is where things begin to get very exciting for Episode 9. Now, specifically, what's really intriguing about all of this is that shot descriptions consisting of a sequence where it's explained that both Ben Solo and, of course, Luke Skywalker are said to be in a training session where they are both dueling each other with their lightsabers in front of a large Jedi temple, as seen in The Last Jedi. It's explained that Ben Solo is in the same white outfit from The Last Jedi flashbacks, where he is wielding his blue lightsaber while fighting against Luke Skywalker's green iconic lightsaber from Return of the Jedi, where of course the sequence is said to transition to a moment in which it explains that Ben Solo goes up against Luke, where Luke is said to appear younger in design, with no beard, where he is in the same black robes as how he was during his time on Crate at the very end of The Last Jedi. It's described that one of the sequences is said to involve a moment in which Ben Solo is able to force push Luke Skywalker backward while Luke is still able to stand on the ground, where it's said that Luke slides backward from the force push by Kylo Ren, where the training session between both Luke and Ben is said to be similar to the training between both Ra's al Ghul and Bruce Wayne from Batman Begins back in 2005, instead with lightsabers and a Jedi temple in the background. Now, the sequence is said to be very powerful as a moment with a brand new score by John Williams that is said to play over the shot, which will introduce Ben Solo's first theme in the film by JJ. So let's go over a couple of parts about this and as to why I feel that this is essential to the Skywalker saga, having that Ben Solo moment with his uncle Luke Skywalker. Now, I really do love how they are exploring the element of uncle and nephew, and of course how they're training with each other with the use of lightsabers. This is a type of training session that we have never seen before in a Star Wars live-action movie by, of course, Disney and/or Lucasfilm. We've never seen something like this before at all. We've only seen something like this in the comics and books, novels, etc., you name it. So the fact that they are bringing this type of Jedi training into an actual Star Wars movie, I think is very ambitious of JJ to kind of bring the training levels to a different, extent in a Star Wars film. Now, I want to go over Ben Solo. Now, this is said to be a moment in which Ben Solo is said to be in his white Jedi robes, or his white Jedi uniform / outfit, whatever have you, as we saw in The Last Jedi flashback scenes, where Luke Skywalker's appearance is said to be drastically different. So Luke Skywalker is said to have no beard in the sequence, and Mark Hamill is said to be de-aged in this particular moment when he's actually training Ben Solo through the ways of the Force and the ways of the Jedi, where he's actually wearing the same exact black robes as he wore at the very end of The Last Jedi. So this makes a lot of sense now. Seems like J.J. Abrams is trying to tie this movie into The Last Jedi and explain exactly why Luke Skywalker looked the way he did at the very end of Episode 8. So those robes that he is actually wearing at the very end of The Last Jedi is the same exact outfit that he is actually wearing in Episode 9 when he trains Ben Solo. So that makes a lot of sense now, because it actually explains as to why Luke Skywalker chose that uniform in the form of a Force projection in front of Kylo Ren, is to bring back those memories of when Kylo was training to become a Jedi. Except in that scene he had a beard, in this scene he's going to have no beard and he's going to be de-aged. That I actually like, the fact that they are de-aging Mark Hamill. They did this a lot with the Marvel films, the fact that they de-aged Robert Downey Jr. and Michael Douglas, all those different movies, the fact that they did all of that, and how that technology is now going into the actual Star Wars films is amazing. This de-aging technology really is going to be a big deal. They even used it on actors like Robert De Niro, Joe Pesci, and all those fan favorites, right? In the upcoming The Irishman movie. So this de-aging technology is everywhere now, and now it's coming to a Star Wars film. So I like the fact that we're going to get more action where Ben Solo is using his blue iconic lightsaber that we saw in The Last Jedi. I love the design of it, by the way. Very unique lightsaber hilt. I believe it's going to become a fan favorite even more so once we actually get to see this thing in greater depth, in greater detail, if you will, in the Rise of Skywalker, where he's actually fighting against his own uncle, Luke Skywalker, during this training session with the Jedi Temple in the background. That's said to be very similar to the Ra's al Ghul versus Bruce Wayne moment in Batman Begins. Anyways, guys, drop a comment below. Let me know what you think about all this below in the comments, and if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.
Gun in hand, we are alone again. From night to moon, we hear them moans again.